lamp is sweet. Where did you even get this thing, man? Yeah, he doesn't know, evidently.
Welcome to Next to the Lamp. Meow, 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 meow. You guys know what it is. Got awesome things coming for you. I know it's been 2 months since my last upload. Guys, this year has been very messy as far as my personal life goes. It's been amazing. I've loved every second of it. Yeah, I love being me this year. Dude, every time people are like, "Are you Michael Armagoss?" I'm like, unfortunately, I guess.
Like, you're famous, man.
I know.
All press is good press.
I don't know, man.
That's what they say.
Yeah, I've been arrested a few times this year.
Haven't we all?
It's been quite the show. Quite the show. Put the mic a little bit closer to you.
Sure. Yeah. How's that?
That's good. That's perfect. Good. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm gonna butcher your last name.
Okay.
Or like if you don't even want your full name out there, like that's good too. We could just say, Justin M.
Yeah.
It's up to you. I was gonna ask you before, like this.
But let's use my artist name, which is J Misty.
J Misty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
easier.
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely easier for everyone.
I don't even know how to say your last name. Not even a little bit.
It's Misty Cowie.
I'm gonna have to blank it out, dude. Oh,
no.
My gosh. Oh my god. Here we go. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, now we know his real name. And if we get enough information, like his address and
I'm not gonna give you that.
Oh, dude, you have to give us that. You already gave us your last name.
My social security.
Yeah, all of it. Blood type. Yeah. I need to know. All right. Just in case something happens to me.
Let's type a F flat.
Yeah.
Which would be an E, by the way.
Right. Yeah. So I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Justin is a musical artist in town. Definitely one of my favorite musical artists. I'm turning this off. Sorry. You don't get the full experience, but you saw the lamp.
It's a sweet lamp.
Yeah, so I got that they're actually from the 70s, like 60s and 70s. They made like a ton of them, but like over the years, especially they used to be a fire hazard.
Because the oil.
Well, because the oil and then like the light bulbs from the 60s got really hot, so a lot of times they would like melt the plastic like on the top and then like, it'd just be a thing. And then, burn your house to the ground, bruh.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing like getting your house burnt down from your lamp. I mean, it's not quite like a candle, but
or a cigarette.
Yeah. Falling asleep with a cigarette.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Or spontaneously combusting. That's a thing that happens.
Sure.
I saw it on Unsolved Mysteries.
I think I saw that on an episode of South Park.
Yeah, because they were holding in their farts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's just crazy to think about, like all the different ways your house could burn down.
Yeah, right. Every time it doesn't, I'm like, man, what a miracle.
Another day. My dog survived. So I got a tortoise too, and I don't think he's running anywhere, man.
Tortoises are sweet.
Yeah.
How old's a tortoise?
Somewhere between 15 and 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's probably pretty young for him.
He's just started, son.
Son.
Yeah, because he'll be like 60 to 70.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I've had him for like 12 years. I don't know how long the pet store had him before that.
What's homeboy's name?
Boris. Yeah, Boris Paul.
Boris Paul the tortoise.
Yep. Pretty much. Yep. Because he's a Russian desert tortoise. So.
That's cool. So he loves Wyoming.
Oh man, he loves it.
You let him out in the yard?
In the summertime, yeah.
He roams?
A little bit. I have like this little cage thing because like birds will come and like mess with them, so like I have to have like a little cage thing. But, yeah.
Try to eat it.
Yeah, mess with them. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mess with them. Yeah. They try to eat his little turtle head.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Dude, yeah, but he's cool. He doesn't like me. I've had him for 12 years. I feed him every day.
Oh man,
Give him tortoise baths and stuff.
he's stuck up.
Yeah, seriously, dude. He's way better than me.
He's posh.
Yeah, very. Yeah, and
That's
it
funny.
doesn't help. I got like little Wrangler boots for him that I put over his little feet.
Oh, I gotta see a picture of that eventually.
Yeah. Oh, eventually, yeah. You know how expensive Wrangler boots are for a tortoise,
I
dude?
bet
You
a
can't,
lot,
can't
bro.
just buy 2 of them.
You
gotta
have
buy
to buy
4 of them. Yeah,
The leather alone.
seriously. It's made out of other tortoises.
Oh my
like,
goodness, he's a cannibal.
well, not so
He's
much.
not eating.
No, he's not eating them.
His
He's just
kid.
wearing them.
He's
Yeah,
just wearing them.
hmm
He's like a serial killer.
of course. Yeah, why not?
He's like that guy in The Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, Hannibal Lecter. for
No,
sure.
the other dude, Buffalo Bill.
Oh, Buffalo Bill.
That's
Yeah,
right.
for sure. John Wayne Gacy
Yeah.
is another guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That makes you like Hannibal Lecter. You're like the mastermind behind it.
Kinda. I mean, I do boil them and eat them, but yeah, he just tells me which ones to go, murder and
And right on.
yeah. Well, I kidnap them
You kidnapped
and
them.
then put them with him.
Sure.
He kills them. I boil them. We eat them. So I guess he kind of is a cannibal. but
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. He's mostly herbivore.
He's an herbivore.
Yeah.
Right.
So we tell the turtle police though.
The turtle police.
Yeah, they've been sniffing around here
A
a little
bunch of
bit too
bastards.
much. Yeah, I know. Just let them live, okay?
Yeah, just let him do him.
We're all animals by our own sense. But on to music.
Yeah, talk to me about music.
Yeah, music. So how long have you been playing music?
I picked up the guitar when I was, I think, 18. Yeah, it's weird. I in high school I played sports, and it took me a long time to realize I was terrible at sports.
Longer
Just
than I
awful.
should have.
Yeah, definitely. And then
Where are you from?
I'm from New England, so I grew up in Fall River, Massachusetts, which is like southern Massachusetts. Moved to Rhode Island when I was like 12. Went to college in Massachusetts. Went to grad school in Massachusetts. Moved out here 4 years ago, but
For what?
for geology. I'm trying to get a
Okay.
PhD in geology.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yeah, doctor, rock doctor. Yeah.
So do you like tires?
Tire, like
car tires, yeah.
I don't really think about them too much.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Why?
Well, what kind of music do you play?
What kind of music do I play?
Yeah.
I don't play rock and roll. That's what you were getting at.
Yeah.
I wish. No, I'm not cool enough to play rock and roll.
It's like, man, you like rocks, you like tires. It's weird that you don't play rock and roll.
I know. No, I don't. I got into music probably because of rock and roll.
Oh, okay.
Like, you ever listen to the Allman Brothers?
Mhm.
Yeah, right. I listen. There's this one awesome live album. It was actually the last album that Dwayne Allman, I think, played before he tragically died.
Rip.
SUNY at Stony Brook. Yeah, rip. SUNY at Stony Brook in like 1970 something. And
Oh, really?
man, it's awesome. Awesome track. Awesome tracks on that. Like, they do like this 20-minute, whip and post or whatever it is. They've got some really good songs, and that made me want to play the guitar.
Mm.
Yeah. And so I picked up a guitar, and yeah, it's been kind of a journey ever since. I played a lot of electric guitar, like kind of in my younger days.
As everybody does.
As everyone does, yeah. It's really weird. Like, before I learned how to play like chords, I learned how to play scales because I was trying to play like rock and roll solos.
Mhm.
And I just I couldn't play with anybody. People would be like, "Oh, you play guitar? Like, come jam." I'd be like, "Sure," and I'd go jam. I have no idea what.
Just all solos.
Just like all
playing all
solos, all like wrong key, like totally lost, like didn't know what to do.
Right.
And then I moved away from Boston to Central Massachusetts for more school, and there was a bluegrass jam, and I had just started listening to a little bit of it. I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll go and check it out just to listen,
Yeah.
And I listened, and one of my buddies like kind of pushed me into the circle. He was like, "Oh, this guy plays,"
Mm.
And they were like, "Get a guitar, join us." And man, this is the most embarrassed I think I've ever been playing music.
I've been
I mean,
embarrassed.
so, but I'm dumb and I'm bold, and I just kept going back.
Hey, man,
and
that's what it takes.
I mean, I'm not kidding, man. I embarrassed myself probably every Thursday night for like 2 years trying to play with these people who are just like remarkably talented. Like, so many of them today like live in Nashville, and they're all just like, I mean, one of my buddies is like nominated for a Grammy, and the people that played at that jam that I was lucky enough to go to are just incredible. And I think, I don't know if it rubbed off on me. It certainly inspired me to keep trying. And I did. That's what I did. I just put all the hours into it. You know, it takes a lot of work.
Yeah. They say 10,000 hours.
10,000 hours, man. I feel like I might have put in like 50,000 and I'm still not nearly as good as I'd like to be.
Yeah. I I transferred I backed up my files not too long ago. And I was just going through all the beats that I had, you know, just
Yeah.
like started beats, finished beats, like all of that stuff. Because like a majority of what I used to do, you know, because I used to sell beats, you know.
Sure.
I still do sell beats if people hit me up and whatnot. But like it was 12,000 beats. And
That's insane.
yeah, it was
Like individual, like,
yeah, individual tracks, individual
man.
melodies, individual like everything. And yeah, so I've been producing for like 14 years. And yeah, it's like 12 a day for like 14 years. Yeah. Some days, you know, more, some days less, but
Yeah.
on average.
Yeah, you put the time in too, you know.
Oh man, I put too much time in, and I'm still not as good as I would like.
Yeah,
to be.
amen to that. And it's like you can work on, I mean, at least, you know, being like kind of like a folk or like acoustic musician, it's like I can work on like the technical stuff, the instrument playing a lot, but that's not the same as like working on your singing or your performing or like your arranging or your songwriting. It's just like, it's like this like insurmountable mountain.
Yeah.
But it's also super cool because like there's no ceiling. You know what I mean? You could just only get better.
Right.
If you can push through some of the walls, which is like challenging sometimes.
Yeah. I know. Because I started producing like this EDM hip hop realm, right?
Yeah.
And I love learning new things and I love a challenge. But some things I'm like, why did I pick this? It's so hard.
I know, man. I feel that. I feel like I've kind of done the same. I'm like trying to play some of these things.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is bananas. Like, have you ever listened to Chris Thiele? He's just this. He's probably like the most incredible mandolin player to ever live.
Okay.
And he's like alive and well today. He's just incredible. Like, check him out sometime.
Word.
I was trying to learn one of his pieces today, and I was like, this is going to take me like years to learn.
Yeah.
There are still things that I've tried to learn that I've been working on for honestly like almost a decade at this point.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm still working on it. So it's like, it's endless, but that's like the craft, you know, like that's like,
yeah, I feel the same way like about piano, you know, like there's a lot of classical pieces that are like ridiculous.
Yeah. They're crazy hard.
What am I doing? You know, and like EDM, I would say the toughest part about EDM is the sound design.
Sure. Like how like interlayered and stuff it is, you mean?
Well, yeah. So I didn't show you I showed you like, you know, the base program, but I didn't show you like the in-depthness of it. So I have one synthesizer that's 2 oscillators, which is like the base, you know, that you can mess with. Then I have one that's 3 oscillators. And that's how you make the sounds. And like a lot of sound engineers, like things that you hear like
the lasers.
Well, like lasers or like fart noises, even like all of these things are made with this program. And it's like you have to know, and like there's so many different intricate pieces of this program. Like when I first started music production, I bought this Native Instruments Massive, which was like what all EDM people were using back in like 2010, 2009 ish. And I bought a master class for it. And it was just 4 hours of just like, here's oscillator 1. Now we're going to do oscillator 2. Now we're going to add oscillator 3. Now we're going to add all these, like, it's ridiculous. So I learned how to use Massive first to sound design. And then I started using these other ones that are only like 2 oscillators, and so that's what I like about music.
Yeah.
It's like it's ever evolving,
Yeah. It's really, I feel like really interesting for you because EDM is like brand new.
of sorts.
I mean, like I feel like for me, it came out in high school. Like what? Like late 2000s, mid 2000s. Was it around before then, but like didn't really blow up until then?
Before then it was like techno.
Okay.
And like,
Which is still like relatively new.
80s, like 70s, the first Moog synthesizer.
Yeah.
Was like, I think it was like late 60s.
Yeah. So like bluegrass is like 30s, 40s.
Right. Yeah.
So it's pretty, I'm like very removed from it, but like EDM, like that, it must be cool for you to like see how much it's like changed and grown. Like,
yeah. Cause even then, like, like, y'all ready for this? Bam, 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 bam. Like that was like in the 90s,
Yeah.
And then like dubstep was like 2008.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And it was like it originated in Jamaica.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, I did like a whole history thing about it, and yeah,
I love the history of music, man. The history of music is so cool.
Dude, like, yeah, if you want to talk about like early music, like just beating on stuff,
like caveman music.
Yeah. Yeah, just beating on stuff. Yeah. And and then they're like, well, I'm gonna take this thing and take this deer hide and fucking wrap this thing.
Yeah, let me get this intestine and stretch it over this thing.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna smack it with my hands,
or like, yo, that slaps.
Yeah.
It's almost as good as that fire.
Yeah. Yeah. You hear this thing called the wheel? Dude.
It goes fire, music, then the wheel.
I don't know, man. It might go music.
Fire, the wheel. Oh, music. Yeah. Fire, the wheel.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think so. If I were a betting man.
If you were a betting man,
I would say music first and then fire.
Well, with fire comes food.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe fire, and then like they heard music and they're like, "Yo, that's fire."
Yeah.
As the kids say these days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, so you're from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And you hit the old Oregon Trail, and
yeah, I came west. I moved out here in 2020.
An interesting time to move out.
I know, right? Yeah, it was like it wasn't quite peak COVID.
Right.
It was just after peak COVID.
Really? So
yeah, it was like the summer. I feel like peak COVID was like the end of 2019, early 2020, up until May. And then it like kind of like chilled out just a teeny bit. That's when I moved out here. I mean, people were still like masking up and stuff.
Right.
But like from Massachusetts to Wyoming was like super different.
Yeah, obviously. I bet. Yeah. That was such a crazy time. And it's almost 5 years ago now.
Doesn't it seem like those last 5 years just like completely blurred by?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like because I'm getting older or like the post-COVID world.
Yeah, I get that. The last 5 years, my last 5 years have been stressful.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to chill out.
Well, cheers, man. You deserve it.
I don't know, man. I'm still not done. I'm still in the.
Well, none of us are done.
I mean, I want to be done. I want to be over it. I want to be over the hill.
Yeah. You just got to retire.
I'm making some financial moves here soon that might allow that to happen.
Well, best of luck to you, man.
Yeah. Yeah. 34. I'll be retired.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a grad student for the next couple of years. So all thoughts of wealth are just sort of on the back burner for now.
Yeah. Idiot going to school. What an idiot.
Yeah, I know, right?
What a stupid idiot dummy. Trying to go to school.
Yeah.
get smart about rocks.
Oh man, I
They've
know
been
too.
here for millions of years. They're gonna be here for another million
Yeah,
years.
isn't that the thing? Yeah, I could talk your ear off about rocks.
Well, let's get into it because
No,
I love some rocks, man.
you-
I do love some rocks, man.
What kind of rocks do you like?
I like tiger's eye.
Tiger's
like,
eye is pretty cool.
I like many different forms of agate.
Agate is also cool.
I like amethysts. I like a lot of gems actually.
Yeah, you like the
Um,
pretty rock.
I like the pretty rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not so much for like mafic rocks. And
Mafic,
stuff.
yeah, I work on a lot of mafic rocks actually.
Yeah, I mean around here you kind of
Yeah,
have
there's
to.
a lot. Yeah, there are a lot.
And what's the other one?
Felsic.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of that around here too.
yeah. Wyoming is kind of like a crazy melting pot of like where it was like geographically. Because I took a geology class. I had to take a geology class for like my prereqs.
Yeah.
And the instructor was monotoned and boring as hell. And it was like a 3-hour class.
Classic geology.
Yeah. And but when we went on like field trips and stuff, we like went up to Snowy Range, looked at those rocks, and then went to Vidawoo and looked at those rocks. Like,
and those are cool rocks.
Those are some cool rocks, man.
Yeah.
And
yeah, Wyoming's really interesting geologically.
Yeah.
It's like three different continents.
Yeah.
Like got put together a really long time ago, like almost 2 billion years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a while ago.
That's a pretty long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just always think of like the landscape here is like what I love about Wyoming the most, you know. That's why I really don't want to leave Wyoming. Because I really love the landscape.
It's hard to replace that.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like the winters kind of like they really sucked when I was a kid because I didn't have like the clothing for it.
Yeah.
But like once I got the clothing and I started enjoying winter, like snowboarding and stuff like that, like that's when I liked it.
There's something to be said too about having like a real winter. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like a lot of places, like I grew up on the East Coast. We had winters when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really have winter there anymore.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like too warm. It like used to snow. Like I don't know, and maybe this is like a nostalgia thing, but like I feel like it snowed every Christmas up until I was like 13. And now it's just like rain and a bunch of bullshit. It's just like terrible. It's like, oh, it's like humid.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, same was here. Like every October, it would dump.
Yeah.
In Wyoming. And like because I lived in Medicine Bow in like 2001, and it would just dump. And there would always be like at least a foot or two of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
And now it doesn't really snow.
It doesn't snow in October. Yeah.
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 And I think that's a lot to deal with, them damn Republicans are making it all like hot outside and like, global warming.
Global warming.
Yeah, it's not real, but like it might be real, but it's like
but don't admit it's real.
Yeah. Yeah. It might be real. It might just be the earth doing its thing, like
doing its thing.
Its cycles and stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know, but I listen to a lot of different opinions, I don't.
That's good. It's good to know everyone's thoughts.
Right. I don't like when people ask me and I'm like, I don't know enough to say.
I really respect that, man.
Yeah. And I am really about the I don't know anything agenda.
That's good. It's good.
I'm constantly learning.
Yeah.
And 2024 has mostly been learning about myself. And this year started out pretty rocky. And now I'm at a point where I'm like I'm pretty awesome.
Yeah, you are pretty awesome, man.
I am pretty awesome.
That's good.
I talk to a lot of people that are either, going through an identity crisis of their own kind, whether it be their gender identity or,
sure,
their spiritual identity or whatevs, and I can say without a doubt, I'm a real he, him. if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
A real him with a real scientific understanding of how things work. You know.
Yeah.
I reread a couple of books this year that do you know who Brian Greene is?
I don't think so. Is he a scientist?
Well, this has been a good interview. Let's thank Justin. Yeah, he's a theoretical physicist.
Okay.
And he's written like 5 books. And I reread The Elegant Universe and Fabric of the Cosmos, which are just about, you know, string theory and bubble theory and things like that.
It's really, that stuff's really interesting scientifically because, like, kind of at its core, it's not really science.
Exactly.
It's not, you can't falsify it. That's what science is, falsifiable, right?
Right.
And they tell us you run an experiment and someone else should be able to get the same results.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes good science.
Right. And, you know, that's how I learned a lot about like the perfect combination of drugs to take.
Trial and error.
Yeah. It's like, all right, if I take these 5 mushroom caps tonight. Yeah. But yeah, so theoretical physics is just wild. And it's always like, you know, it's just theories, right?
Man, I'm still wrapping my head around geology.
Yeah.
That's like way over my head. The earth is hard enough.
Dude, yeah. And then you get to the, you know, and you go north to, you know, Antarctica and things like that, like the ice walls, you know, and like flat earth
And
like
the hollow earth.
Yeah, the hollow earth
lizard
theory,
people.
dude.
I love the lizard
Yeah,
people.
you gotta talk about lizard people.
Come hang out in Laramie. All you lizard people out there, come to Laramie.
You know, this is not really a good time for lizard people because it's so cold, you know?
Because it's so cold.
Yeah.
We're closer to the sun up here.
That's true, but like even that, you know, once you get past the firmament, you know, and like yeah, the water, dude, the water that is space.
That's right. That's right.
It's like NASA's been lying to us for this whole time. Mars isn't real. Yeah. NASA, you know, it means, you know, negative nothing. So like it's like our oceans. We don't know jack about our oceans.
That's where the UFOs are coming from, right?
Yep. Yep. You know, you've been there.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been to those UFOs. I've been
they're still real. Dude, I've seen UFOs my whole real life in the IRL.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't Starlink?
It definitely wasn't Starlink. Not then. Maybe it was Starlink.
Maybe it's Starlink.
Yeah. Like 2000 and
oh, that's 2000. That's pre-Starlink, man.
Yeah, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't.
Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah. That was pre-Amazon. Kind of.
Amazon.
Yeah,
before times.
The before times, yeah. So like
I don't even want to hear about Amazon right now. No. The Christmas shopping, it's
dude.
It's hurting me, man.
I'm surprised, you know, like there's like a lot of companies that don't advertise anymore, right? Because like you're just buying their products.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised Amazon is one of those people that's still advertising because like one, who doesn't know about Amazon?
Which is a good point.
At this point in time.
They're reminding you subliminally to keep using Amazon.
I do any Google search. What's the first thing there? Amazon.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I know about Amazon. Quit showing me commercials of Amazon.
Yeah. I'm embarrassed to admit I got my mandolin off of Amazon.
Dude, what are you doing, bro? You gotta shop small for instruments.
They don't have any downtown. Well, they have a couple, but they weren't what I wanted.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
I get that. And then like Walmart is like trying to compete with Amazon. Like you can buy stuff on Walmart that you couldn't before.
Right.
So I don't know, man. It's just I really dislike consumerism.
I kind of agree with you.
Because consumerism is like humans are just a consume and waste.
The waste also kills me too, because like geologists, right? I'm constantly thinking like, wow, you know what we're leaving behind? Plastic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the human legacy on the planet.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, all the gases in the atmosphere, give them enough time, they'll re-equilibrate, right?
Right.
I'm talking like millions of years. That's like how
Yeah,
long the
right,
carbon
right.
cycle is.
Mhm.
But the plastic, that's going to be there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Geologists, like, there's these things in geology, particularly in stratigraphy, which is the study of like the layering of the rocks. Like, you have like a marker unit.
Right.
We have a marker unit. I think it's like cesium 147, and it's like from 1941. Like, you can see this signature, or 1945, excuse me, from the atomic bombs, all the testing and stuff.
Okay.
So like geologists all over the world can see this like chemical signature. And that's what the same deal in millions of years. If there are future humans in millions of years, they're gonna be like, that's what they're gonna see, this plastic. And be like, oh, that's when those dummy cave people were alive back then, burning their dinosaurs and throwing their trash out the window. Dude, we were driving back from Denver last week, and we're like driving past where like the ramp, right? And someone's coming to merge, and this dude just throws all this trash out the window on the highway. So crazy, man. I'm like, dude, that's just bananas.
I actually fought a kid in high school because he littered like that.
I commend you for that.
And I was like,
I should have crashed my car into his car.
made his whole car litter.
Yeah, exactly.
Trash on the side of the road.
Oh, you think that's trash? Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And like the thing is like his car was garbage.
Yeah,
I'm like,
sure.
What are you saving here? Like, this car isn't good enough to like throw trash out the window.
Just throw it on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much. But the consumerism, it definitely just leads to that.
Yeah. I just gave him one of those to the neck.
Did you?
Yeah. I was like, hey, pull over here real quick. I gotta go to the bathroom. And it was like not too far away from his trash. And it's encampment, right? Like,
yeah. No one's on the road.
No one's on the road.
Yeah.
And well, we were on a dirt road in encampment, and not, at that, like, it wasn't even because we got one road there that's paved and it's the highway, right?
It's literally the highway.
Yeah. And so we fucking stopped, and I was like, dude, go pick up your trash. He's like, oh, you gotta go to the bathroom. I was like, no, go pick up your trash.
Get your shit.
Yeah. And he was like, nah, dude, like the highway, like the highway department will clean it up.
Oh my god.
I was like, dude, no, like,
that's not how you live your life.
Yeah. And so he said like something else. I was like, nope, right in the neck, right here.
Did he pick up his trash? Did you go pick up the trash?
No, he couldn't breathe for a while. Oh. So by that time, it was Wyoming, so it blew away.
It blew away, yeah.
Yeah. And so like it was in a field somewhere, but yeah, he couldn't breathe for a little bit.
Yeah, and it's like I haven't done field work in like really crazy remote places, but I've done a lot of like, pretty remote, like off the grid, probably a couple hours away from like the nearest road or highway, and there's trash.
Yeah.
It's like old balloons and like plastic things. And you're like, why is this here? It's kind of sad.
I was elk hunting a couple years ago, and I was just in the mountains, just walking, and I found like a happy birthday balloon.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Balloons, man. Balloons are just.
I put it in my backpack.
Yeah.
And then like a little bit later, I found a heart balloon. And I was like, where are these coming from? Who does this?
Who does this is right.
It was right on the Colorado border, so
yeah.
Blame it on Colorado.
Yeah. And it's like, so I'm an exploration geologist. I work like I like try to find like mineral resources.
Do you go caving?
I've been underground, but no, I'm not a spelunker. That's too much.
Yeah, I couldn't, dude.
Yeah, underground's like not for
I'm
me.
claustrophobic.
Yeah. I like being on the surface. I'm a surface kind of guy.
I don't even know if I like being on the surface. If I'm being honest, like
he's an aquatic kind of guy.
Dude, I hate water.
You hate the water,
dude? Yeah,
dude.
There's megalodons in the ocean still. Okay, yeah, all right. Megalodons in the water, okay, or other things that want to kill you. Yeah, creatures that want to kill you. Could be krakens, could be Loch Ness. Sure, I don't know.
Sure,
but I hate
things.
Yeah, I hate deep water.
Deep water's scary.
I hate underground.
Underground, I enjoy the geology, but I don't.
I'm
enjoy the
afraid of
claustrophobia.
heights. So like no air travel.
No air travel.
No.
I can do the air travel. I just don't like the airport.
Mm.
Yeah.
People. It's too people-y out there, dude.
People.
That's what's on the surface is the worst. Is the people. Yeah.
People at the airport have like no spatial awareness.
Dude. Yeah. Even after COVID.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, why are y'all up in my beans?
Or people just like walk right in front of you. It's like, did you not see me?
Dude, yeah, because they got their AirPods in or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, they're cooking their brain with AirPods and stuff.
I know, right?
Yeah.
They're fried from walking through the X-ray or whatever.
Yeah. Exactly, dude.
A nice little dose of radiation before you get on the plane.
Love it.
Love it.
I guess sedates you a little bit, so you're not doing like, you know,
Yeah.
causing a guff. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind like claustrophobia, right? Claustrophobia. So
Yeah.
like, not a middle seat.
Not a middle seat.
Not a middle seater. Sometimes aisle seat, but you know, I'd prefer window, I guess.
Sure.
So I don't know why, because like that's like the most jammed you could get in a plane. It's
Yeah,
like
the window.
the window seat.
There's something about the outside that's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I should say I prefer aisle seat.
Yeah. But anyways, I've worked in a lot of places that had like historic mines.
Mhm.
Right, there were a mine like 100 years ago,
Mhm.
and the like miners, the workers, they just like they left all their trash,
Cool.
and now it's like it's hilarious. They're like archaeological remains. You can't remove them, and they're just like old. You know, they're like sardines cans or like a can of beans or motor oil,
Cool.
and there's just all this trash out there, and you can't do anything about it. It's terrible.
Yeah, encampment has a lot of mines around it.
Yeah, encampment. That's how it, I think, started. There was a bunch of mines up there.
Yeah, it was
People
almost the
found
capital of
gold and,
Wyoming.
yeah, gold in the streams, and what an interesting history.
Yeah, the museum over there is really cool.
Yeah, I hear that. I need to go.
Definitely. I used to go there all the time.
Yeah.
There's the Ferris Haggerty mine is like one of the most world-renowned mines at the time.
It's actually, yeah, it's pretty. I think it's still doing pretty well. They're pulling a lot of copper out of there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything about that.
Yeah, I think it's actively being worked, which is pretty cool.
I didn't know that there's a lot of uranium.
Wyoming has a ton of uranium. Yeah. Yeah, like a lot. Wyoming has a ton of energy resources. A lot of coal, a lot of oil, a lot of uranium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they just find that like huge deposit of stuff outside of Wheatland.
Yeah, there's a big rare. I actually consulted on that project. They're like still trying to learn a lot about it, but I can tell you one thing: it's got a ton of rare earth elements, which are like really important for your smartphone and defense technology.
You got to have that defense technology.
Yeah, I mean, not to get too geopolitical, but China just actually banned exports of rare earth elements. So I mean, yeah, that could be a really, really valuable, both financially, but also like strategically, a resource that's up there.
Damn.
Yeah.
I saw, okay, that so I was watching this thing and they were saying that like there are 5 states, okay, that are like throwaway states to the government.
Throwaway?
Yeah.
They shouldn't admit that kind of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Colorado.
What?
Yeah. Wyoming, Nebraska, South Dakota, and Montana.
Okay, South Dakota maybe,
Yeah.
but the other 4.
But that's why we have
Shots
like
fired.
those. Yeah. That's why.
Sorry, South Dakota.
That's why those 5 states have 90% of the nuclear like weaponry that the United States has, is because they're not populated that much. Colorado more so now.
Yeah,
But back when they decided it was a throwaway state, it wasn't.
So Wyoming is still screwed either way.
Yeah.
Can they add like cattle to people? Boost their population.
You know, that's why they started letting women vote.
Actually.
Idiots.
Whoa, hang on. Yeah, it's crazy.
Equals.
Wyoming is the equality state, and
Yeah.
that's it's all the guys, it's all a sham.
Seriously,
Because
like we're the equality state because we have to.
we
Actually.
have to be.
Yeah, yeah. And they're like, can we count antelope?
Yeah.
Nah, you have to count
Yeah.
women. You sure?
Man, most people don't even know this is a state. Like,
For real.
my family will be like, how's the Montana weather? I'm like, I don't live there.
Dude, like when my parents told me we were moving to Wyoming,
You're like,
yeah, I was like, what the hell is that?
yeah. You're like, where?
Yeah.
Wyoming, California?
Seriously. Yeah.
There's a Wyoming, Rhode Island.
Is there?
Yeah. Isn't that hilarious?
That is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Rhode Island was way a state before.
Yeah. Rhode Island's one of the OG. The OG
Yeah.
states.
Colonies.
Coming in hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Roanoke at?
Roanoke, I think, is in Virginia. I think
I am very terrible at like geography.
I think it's in Virginia. Yeah, there's a great bluegrass song by Bill Monroe called Roanoke.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it rips. It's like at like 200 BPM or something.
Damn.
It's really fast. Yeah. It's
Damn.
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I love the fast stuff, man.
Really?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Are you a finger picker?
I finger pick a little bit. The finger picking I try to do is called Travis picking. It's where you kind of like try to play like a bass line and like melodies or chords at the same time.
Oh, okay.
That's like really different than say like classical guitarists who like that they're amazing. They do their own thing. But I mostly flat pick.
Yeah, Poland's a pretty good finger picker.
He's a great finger picker. Yeah, he's really good.
I like watching him play.
I love watching him play, man.
Shout out John.
John's awesome. Yeah. This town's got some really great musicians.
That's why I was always like my music, right? Like I'm a pioneer of my own.
You are, man. I love that for you.
Do you?
I do.
Because I feel like I am just pulling teeth.
No, man, you're ahead
right
of your
now.
time. You're ahead of your time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call it. That's what we'll call it. So I love getting no support whatsoever.
You gotta work with Andrew, man. Andrew, shout out to Andrew. He's just a beast at promoting things.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah, I know. And that's because like I'm in this area where like, right, I'm a pioneer, right?
Yes.
My music is my music, right? I'm not gonna say it's bad.
No, I like it. I
I
was listening to it earlier today. I like it.
I'm not gonna say it's great by any means.
You're just being modest.
Well, no, I'm like that's truth. That's truth. All right. Like I am a musician, right? Like, and I'm just in this area where I'm learning, and I'm putting these things together.
Yeah.
And I haven't quite put I put my 10,000 hours in as a musician, but not into like the EDM realm.
Sure.
Right.
I totally get what you mean.
So like, it's still in its growing phase. Like I'm still learning a lot and like structure and like all, design, but
I'm right there with you.
Laramie is tough market for that.
It's a tough market for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been kind to me. This past year's been like the first year where I'm like, I've really tried to play like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Before this year, I'd sort of done like one-off gigs, or people would be like, hey, we're doing this thing, you want to play? Or someone would be like, hey, we're doing a little party, do you want to find a couple friends? So it's been really fun kind of exploring that here in Laramie, where there are like a bunch of really good musicians, particularly for like the acoustic stuff.
Right. And even from the town I'm from a town of 400 people, and like it's all just acoustic.
Yeah.
It's there. Like, yeah, they don't recognize my talents whatsoever.
Yeah.
So like
the wrong crowd, man.
Right. And that's where I'm at, is like my demographic. That's one thing I have to remember, is like this town, Laramie, is not my demographic.
Yeah.
But I still want to bring it to these people.
For sure.
Like it's different.
Yeah, different's good. Different's usually good.
Usually. But like hip hop, EDM, not really Laramie's vibe.
Yeah. What if you like, would you do a show with like a country artist or like a punk band or something? Like,
Dude, so I want to get to the point where I want to bring people with me
yeah,
that are from Laramie that are,
different.
Like
Yeah.
the shows that are the same, is like, okay,
Yeah,
boring.
Yeah.
So like, even when I do my own shows, like I had my friend Kirk and he's an acoustic artist.
Yeah.
I had him open up for me. And then I had Aaron open up for me. He's with Letterfield, and his is like, EDM ish, but he's also more so like a lo-fi synth wave. So like that's where like the electronic part comes in, is like,
yeah.
So it's a good transition from acoustic, because he still plays live instruments.
He does
like that. So like having that be a part of it to just transition into what I do.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of like the vibe I want to bring with me. Like if I go on tour and I have enough money to bring people on tour with me,
sure,
then I want to have that kind of eclectic style. So like, people are like, oh, I came to this show.
And I saw a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Yeah. And like the artists were good.
Yeah.
And like Andrew Molasses Flood, like I'd like his EP that he's dropping, or his album. I don't know, however you want.
You listen to it, yeah. You listen to it, and like, I can't wait to listen to it. I love his original stuff, man.
Yeah,
great. Love the songwriting. And
so like, that's the kind of stuff that I want to accumulate.
Yeah.
Bring the homies with me.
Yeah, it's fun.
And sell out arenas.
Yeah.
that's the goal for me. Yeah. Is like selling out arenas.
Yeah.
Or doing festivals. And
yeah, it'd be pretty fun to do a festival for sure.
So like that's kind of where I'm going with this Malapert motif mixtape, because like I have enough now to do probably like a solid 45-minute set.
Yeah.
45 minutes to an hour if I do like my flawed motif, as well as my Malapert Merc, because like that's why I have that separation. A Malapert Merc is EDM, flawed motif is hip hop.
Yeah.
So
you do both.
Yeah, and now I'm combining them both.
Yeah.
To make like this, whatever you want to call it, to make music. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to get to the point where I can like bring other people,
Yeah, it'd be fun.
And like have opening artists that don't have like a big following or anything.
Yeah, for sure.
But right now I don't have like any following.
Well, that makes two of us, man.
Yeah.
Well, also, I'm not really I'm a geologist.
You are a geologist. You're like one of the science brain nerds. And
kind of.
That likes to play music.
Yeah, I do. It like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this makes so much sense. And other times I'm like, this makes no sense. Who came up with this?
Yeah, I get that. I get that entirely. Because like in my professional life, I develop small businesses.
Right.
And I make them money and stuff, and I get contracted out and all this stuff. But I also like playing music.
Yeah.
And like ultimately that's what I want to do.
Hey, me too, man. Me too.
So like you just have those different life paths. You got ones that pay bills, and then you got the dream.
I think it's all about balance, man.
Yeah.
I think that's what Laramie's been good about that too, just because the music community, people are like really talented, but people are also super cool.
Yeah, I get that. Keep talking.
Yeah.
Keep talking. Say stuff.
I will keep saying stuff.
Tell us about like growing up. Like, what was their home life like?
Well, yeah, my parents are both from Egypt, which is super cool. So it was kind of different than like a lot of my other friends. Like we spoke Arabic in the house, and like all of our family friends were like also Arabic speakers, Middle Eastern descent. I didn't really listen to like a lot of like music in English until I was like kind of in high school. Which is weird because I only listen to music in English now. I don't really, if you asked me to talk about Arabic music, I'd know very little. I know like maybe one or two artists. But I think that kind of like made me really interested in a lot of like the Americana stuff. Cause like it's like kind of very much become like my musical identity. It's not like my parents. Like a lot of people are like, I'm like, oh, how'd you get into this? And they're like, oh, my mom, like she'd play this on the radio, or like my dad would whatever, or my my brother or sibling, what have you.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have one sister. She's younger than me.
Okay.
We have super different taste in music. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's all about like The Weeknd and Michael Jackson and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I like that stuff too. I like a lot of stuff. You know, I had this identity crisis at one point. I was like, I need to listen to more than just bluegrass. I can't just listen to the same thing. And that really helped me kind of reach out to Andrew Molasses Flood and like sort of made me like kind of explore other things a lot more. And, you know, there's like a lot of overlap, I think, between like jam bands and like a lot of bluegrass, just because they're both like really sort of rooted in that festival scene.
Right.
But it's been really fun, like playing different stuff and different instruments and checking out like all the different types of music that this town has to offer. It's just so random, man. It's such a tiny little town, and there's music like almost every night. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. That's what I like about Laramie. Like I said, it's tough for me to break into the scene doing
for sure.
my shit.
There's like a lot of like Americana stuff, right? There's a lot of country. There's a lot of, I feel like, punk, but there's not. And there's a ton of dad bands, like dad rock bands, which I love.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not exactly a lot of rappers.
Yeah. Do you know who dang. Anyway, so growing up, do you know how to speak Arabic?
Yeah, I speak Arabic pretty good. Definitely conversationally, at least with family members. Arabic is kind of like Spanish, where like, say people in like Mexico have a different accent than people in like Venezuela or Spain.
Okay.
Arabic also has like dialects like that. So Egyptian Arabic, my parents are Egyptian. That's like the one I understand the best. So like there are other, like if I run into like Lebanese people or Syrian people, I can understand them pretty well. But if I run into people who are like from like Yemen, then it might be a little more difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, well, there's not exactly a lot of Arabic speakers in Laramie.
Right.
When I lived in Boston, there was a pretty good amount. But yeah, I speak Arabic.
Okay.
Almost exclusively with my parents at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough because like I'm trying to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
And I don't know many Spanish speakers, so it's kind of hard to like get conversational with it. You know,
you gotta. That's like the only way of learning.
I know.
You really just gotta practice.
I listen to podcasts and stuff.
That's cool. That works too, like TV and podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough.
It's tough, man. So anytime I call my parents on the phone, we usually speak in Arabic.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
I wish I was bilingual.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm half Hispanic, so like Spanish, you know.
You got it in you, man.
Yeah.
You just gotta practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my older brother was fluent when he was with his first wife.
Yeah.
Because she like, so our real dad. So me and my older brother are full brothers. Then my two younger siblings are half siblings. But my real dad is straight wetback. Like he swam here.
He swam here.
Yeah, he swam here. And then my older brother's first wife was the same.
Yeah.
And they were fluent. And like I didn't know any Spanish. Like, because I tried it in high school, failed. Tried it in college, failed.
Really?
Yeah, I know sign language. So like I'm pretty fluent in sign language.
That's really interesting.
But I don't know Spanish. I've been doing Duolingo for about a year straight.
Is it helping?
Year solid. Yeah, like I know
Poquito.
Yeah, I know like 250 words, 300 words.
Yeah.
But it's not like conversational.
No, it's not.
I know the words, but like I'm better reading it
than you are. Yeah. I mean, hey, that's better than nothing.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
So you grew up Arabic, and did you have like a lot of problems with like racism and stuff growing up, or
not? I mean, you know, it's really weird. I feel like 9/11 really changed a lot, but I was 6 years old. And so like, no, that's what people say, right? Well, I was 6, so I don't really have a framework for what it was like before then. To be honest with you, man, not really. Like I maybe have gotten a few looks I'm pretty white passing.
Yeah, you
I
are
mean,
pretty white
yeah,
passing.
so like it's never really been a thing. At least not to me. Like the other thing too is like my family, like we're Christian.
Okay.
So like Islamophobia like wouldn't even apply to us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're that type of Arabic then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the culture. I'm gonna be honest.
That's completely fine. I think a lot of people don't.
It's not that I don't want to learn about the culture,
Dude, no,
Like, I want to know about all different types of cultures. Like I want to travel,
I mean, like even me, I'm ignorant to it. I don't
Mhm.
live there. I didn't grow up there. I don't know what it's like to be from there. I just like kind of know what I've seen like in my parents and my relatives and stuff growing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I've only been there once. Um, yeah, they have it's completely different than the American culture. Like they're not even comparable.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different values, different like the things that we find cool, like they'd be like, what? And the things they find cool, we'd be like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the music's super different too. Like, um, it's just all it's a completely different. But I'm super lucky that I have this like perspective.
I've always been intrigued with the different instruments that come with different cultures.
Yeah, I think that's really cool too. Like a lot of the Arabic music I've listened to is like it's really heavy on like percussive instruments. Like I don't think they're bongos exactly, but they're bongo like
Yeah, bongo-esque.
Bongo esque. And there's also like a lot of strings, but like not guitars. Like there's like violins and like do you know what the like oud is?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lute type deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like a lot of that. Super cool. Yeah. The singing's like really different too. Obviously, Arabic singing's different than like English singing.
Right.
Arabic is like kind of a brutal language.
Yeah.
All in the, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, it's not something that I'm not opposed to learning about it.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't get enough exposure to it.
Dude, where would you? There's not like a
Right.
bunch of like Egyptians in Laramie.
I've never even been out of the country.
Yeah. Well, you should go sometime.
I definitely want to.
Yeah.
I definitely want to. Yeah. That's on the list of like near future.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like it's mostly like more white people places, like Ireland and like Iceland and shit,
Well, Iceland would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the geologist in me would love to go to Iceland.
Yeah, it's like Northern Hollywood.
Yeah.
They make a lot of movies up there.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I know an Icelandic actor. Einar is his name. And yeah, I didn't read him on my podcast, and he was like, "Yeah, anytime you want to come to Iceland, like hit me up."
That's sick.
Yeah,
you should hit him up, man.
I do. I want to. Yeah. He's getting older too, so like I might be running out of time. He's like, "Yeah, just come anytime, and I'll show you around the island."
Oh man, you can't pass that up.
I know, and so. I do want to go like other places like that, but like I said, it's mostly white people places.
Well, you should entertain like going to like Egypt or like Morocco or somewhere like that. Maybe not now. Maybe wait a little bit for things to calm down just the slightest bit.
Yeah, just
but like one of the coolest places I've ever been my whole life is the Valley of the Kings in Egypt.
Okay,
that's where they buried the pharaohs. Right, they didn't put them all in the pyramids, just a couple. So like
just the good ones.
Just the good ones. The popular ones.
Right.
So like the Valley of the Kings is like really cool. Like they like it's a valley, right? And they like cut into the valley like these tombs and they sealed them with rocks. Some of them were so well sealed, you go in and the paint is like still fresh. And it's just like spectacular to see like the different colors.
I do want to see that.
So cool, man. And like the stories that like the hieroglyphics tell. Yeah. Man, they were so violent. All of it is just them killing people.
Awesome.
It's them killing like white people and black people and brown people. Yeah. It's like, you guys just killed everybody, didn't you?
No F's given.
Yeah, they just like to kill people. But man, it's super cool though. Definitely worth it.
Sounds so cool. Yeah. Sounds cool. It speaks to my violent primitive nature.
Human history is just people killing each other.
Dude.
Yeah.
Seriously. And that's another thing that I struggle with sometimes is like we are just conscious animals, right? Like
Yeah.
we make these things, right? And like religion is one of those things that like it super fascinates me because it again, just theories, right?
Yeah.
There's like no concrete evidence.
Yeah.
And especially like things like the Bible that's just been passed on generation and rewritten generationally, you know, and it's like it you know, people have their beliefs and stuff, and like I had some Mormons stop by a while back and you know, talking about their religion and stuff. And like when I was younger, I felt really heavy into like learning about different religions.
Yeah.
You know, where the hell did we all come from? Which is how I fell into theoretical physics.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
yeah, it's almost weird. Theoretical physics is like they've gone so far, like scientifically, it almost is like religion at that point.
yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
Except you know, except for Scientology, that's like an off-putting name because like
it's not really science.
It's not really science.
It is a good name though.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird how like science and religion kind of you think they could like really like juxtapose or fight each other.
Yeah.
But sometimes they kind of come together.
What about simulation theory?
What is that? Simulation theory?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's like I said, man, I'm just a geologist. No, that's like really crazy. I don't know how much I believe like that this is like the Matrix or whatever, and you're Neo and I'm Trinity or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I do think that like perspective is like, you know, pretty powerful, and to some extent you can really control how you feel about the world, I guess. Obviously there are some things that are like way outside your control. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really explored simulation theory like too much.
So do you know what like the infinite universe theory?
Like infinite in the sense it's just like never ending.
Right.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
So do you know like so the
is
way
that like a multiverse type deal?
No.
There's only one universe and it's like infinite.
Yes.
Okay.
So the way Brian Greene explains it in one of his books, I don't remember which one, but he says like you have 100 dresses and 100 shoes, right?
Okay.
Which is like the elements of the universe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a lot of different combinations of these shoes and dresses, but eventually you're going to have to use the same shoes and dresses again.
Sure.
So in infinite universe theory, technically, well, not technically, but you know, theoretically speaking, like you could be Batman somewhere.
Yeah.
Could be Batman somewhere.
Yeah, like this idea that like if it's infinite, then like theoretically everything could happen.
Yeah.
There could be
the
like
molecules aligned
sure
enough to where
there could be like another me somewhere.
Yeah.
Or another you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like a universe where like
Bubble
your
theory.
Dog is like the president.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm my dog's pet. Yeah. But yeah, like bubble theory is more so like that. Like
okay.
Just one universe in a bubble. There's other
yeah, like yeah.
Like, those are different dimensions of sorts. Like
it's like Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Dude, and that's wild. Like I can't even watch that kind of stuff because like I always think
you
about
like this
that.
too much, man.
Dude, seriously. Like in simulation theory is kind of like that, right? Like there's this game called No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is?
Mm-mm.
So No Man's Sky is this game that these nerds made that
nerds.
Yeah, nerds. It has like 4 quadrillion planets in it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And like you can spend as much time just going to each of these planets, and each planet has its own atmosphere, has its own animals, like all this
awesome.
stuff. It's pretty sweet. And like you can play with your friends and like all this stuff, but
invite them to your crib.
Yeah, like it's kind of like Minecraft where you like you can construct your own house and all this stuff.
Bring your own oxygen.
Yeah, and like you can name planets.
Yeah.
And like if other people happen to across this planet, it'll be named what you named it.
Yeah, like poop 420.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. And so some point they're going to implement AI into that.
It's just gonna get even more out of control.
Yeah. And so like
Yeah.
at some point they'll have all these AIs and they're going to be like living their simulation, and it's going to be like at some point they're going to be like, am I a simulation?
I was literally gonna say at some point the AI just becomes like its own simulation.
Yeah.
It becomes its like sentient. It's not. Is it sentient? Like
Yeah.
it's like thinking for itself. It's like making like neural connections.
Right.
Yeah, it's too much. There's a short story by Isaac whatever his name, Asimov or whatever. It's something like that. It's like the universe is like no longer like physically material. We're just like these like threads of consciousness.
Yeah.
And what you just described honestly sounds like that with the AI. Like the AI is just like, you're like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
Who put us here?
Seriously. Yeah.
It's like, man, this is some creepy shit.
Yeah. And they're going to be on their planet and they're going to be like,
what is outside?
yeah, what's outside this firmament?
Yeah.
Is this a flat earth?
Back to the fucking firmament. Oh my god.
You got to bring it around, man. You got to bring it around.
That's too funny. Man.
Yeah. So it's like, at some point, because like we look at fractal geometry here,
Yeah.
right? And like leaves and trees,
Yeah.
and dirt and molecules,
Yeah.
are all just this fractal geometry that's all a mathematical equation.
Yeah. I mean, every grain of sand has like a crystalline structure
Yeah.
to it.
So like
It's actually kind of crazy how ordered, like physically ordered the universe is.
right, mathematically,
Yeah.
which is like how we program AI
Yeah.
is mathematics.
Yeah.
So at what point?
Yeah, no, it's bananas. I've thought about that too.
Yeah.
But what's always really amazed me is like going back to geology is like people are really, really good at describing these patterns. Like
Right.
we can predict like behavior. Like the weather, we're honestly pretty good at predicting weather.
Mm-hmm.
You know how complicated that is?
Right.
Insane.
Barometric pressures.
Yeah, it's like you could take the whole world and turn it into like a gridded box,
Mhm.
a 1 by 1 meter gridded box, and run a numerical model, and it's going to tell you like what the temperature is going to be like on a day 100 years from now. That's bananas, man. That like blows my mind.
Dude, like the Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah, or even like that, like just like the recognition of patterns. It's like, I guess that's what our brains like evolved to do.
Right.
Right? So we could like find the deer or whatever we were hunting.
So what about evolution?
Evolution is awesome.
Do you believe in evolution?
Dude, it's not believe. Evolution's very real. Like,
Oh, you heard it here, folks. Next to the Land podcast, bringing you real facts. And let's go.
when I was in undergrad, my job was to like manage all the stuff in the department. And one of the things was the fossil collection. And you go through the fossil collection because it's organized chronologically, right? Because that's what makes sense. You can see the very subtle changes in like something as simple as clams from like 500 million years ago to like today. You can see the subtle steps.
Yep.
Like sharks don't have bones, right?
Right.
But they have teeth. It's because they literally evolved before having a bony skeleton was a thing.
Mm.
Yeah. And like if you look at like the skeleton of like a seal or like a whale, they have fingers and they have toes. Like evolution's very, very real. And it's just it's really crazy. It's like you have two organisms and one of them has a weird mutation that somehow gives it an advantage in its environment. And so that weird mutation is like passed down because that species or that not species, that individual is successful.
Mm-hmm.
And that success, like given enough time, can become a species.
So I ask this question: chicken or the egg?
The egg.
See, that's what I say too.
No, because reptiles evolved before birds.
Well, okay, let's back it up. Okay. I say that the chicken had to evolve in the egg to be a chicken, in order to lay the egg of a chicken egg.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could think of it that way too.
I did,
Yeah.
and I do.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But yeah,
Yeah.
evolution's very real.
Okay.
Very real.
See, I always thought that too.
Yeah,
but like,
very real.
you know what's crazy
Mm.
is like what they said that dinosaurs weren't discovered until like 1850 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then President Lincoln was like died in like
1865.
yeah. And he never knew that dinosaurs existed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, could you imagine like
Not being like, hey,
seriously?
check out what Al found over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that bone's like 20 feet tall.
dude. And I think it's also crazy that Wyoming has like the largest deposit of like dinosaurs.
There is a log cabin. It's not a log cabin. It's a cabin in Thermopolis that is made out of dinosaur bones.
Huh?
Yeah. Because there was more dinosaur bones than there was timber.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So
it's
they
radioactive too. You can't go in there.
why?
Because the like layers of the earth, they had a ton of uranium passing through them. And the uranium loves carbon basically. And so the dinosaur bones and the uranium they mesh well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I know like just north of here, like they found the first Allosaurus.
Yeah.
They find like a lot of different like squids and like
Cnidarians and all sorts of like cephalopod. Yeah, there's like Wyoming's got like world-renowned fossils.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I didn't really know that until my little brother was really into dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And so I bought him this video. It was called Big Al because that's what they named the first Allosaurus.
Yeah.
And so it was a National Geographic like animated thing about him traveling through Wyoming and
That's
like,
awesome.
just being a dinosaur and stuff and then
Chilling
dying,
hard.
you know.
And then dying.
Yeah, he like broke his foot or something and
Damn,
like
that's some
couldn't
heavy
get like
shit,
food
man.
anymore and like starved to death.
Poor Al.
Yeah,
man.
and then got his ass whooped and then
Oh.
like just couldn't heal and then just died.
Poor dude.
Yeah, but yeah, Wyoming is like I mean, like the crust is like super thin. That's why we have like geysers and
Yeah.
hot springs
Yeah,
and
up in
stuff.
Yellowstone and stuff.
It's like,
Yeah.
how do you find fossils in between that? That's like not cooked.
Yeah. Well, the fossils they're not exactly at Yellowstone. They're in different parts of the state.
Right.
but-
So is it true that oil is dinosaurs?
no, very, very not true.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I mean, I've heard a lot of
No.
stuff, and that Sinclair,
No,
the dinosaur, is gasoline.
Sinclair, listen, if you're listening, I hate you for perpetuating that lie. No, oil comes from like phytoplankton and plankton.
What?
Yeah. So like there's a ton, like almost all the biomass on Earth is locked up in like plankton in the ocean. And like those plankton, like they die and they sink and they like their carbon, once it like becomes packed in with the mud and stuff and it gets buried, it turns into oil.
So plankton is oil,
Yeah.
not dinosaurs.
No, dinosaur bones and like trees and stuff, you could maybe turn into coal.
Mm.
Yeah. But oil is like microorganisms. Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. It's microorganisms.
Microorganisms, man, they're critical.
So are you any like you said you wanted to do like stand-up comedy at some point, right? Like,
This is like a pipe dream I joke about with Kate all the time. I'm like, I should go do some stand-up.
dude, you should. It's super fun.
I know.
It's super
Maybe
fun.
I will. The thing at the Duck, I can go like the day of and be like, hey, I got like a 5-minute set. And they'd be like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Seriously.
I might write something down.
Yeah, or the Great Untamed.
Oh, they do that too?
Yeah, every
Man, that's
the
a-
second Tuesday of the month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
do it at
first
the Great
place in
Untamed.
town I ever played.
Really?
Yeah, I used to host a little jam there. It was like,
I think that was the first place I saw you play.
oh yeah, with the Molasses Flood.
Yeah.
That's right. That was like the most low key.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I was there.
yeah. It's been really fun playing.
Did he ever send you those pictures, or did I send you pictures of
I
that?
don't think you did.
Interesting.
Yeah, you
Oh.
could text or I'll give you my email or something.
Yeah.
You got
yeah.
email?
I guess.
Are you on that email?
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Great Untamed, they do open
Yeah,
mics.
I used to host a jam there. This is so funny, man. I used to host a jam there. I like went in one time and was like, "Hey, I'm a musician, kind of like, can I do something here on the weekends?" And they were like, "Sure, whatever."
Okay.
Right. And I advertised for it on Reddit. At the time, I didn't have any
Reddit.
social media. I
Nice.
just had Reddit.
Cool.
And
What's your Reddit name?
I don't even remember, man.
Oh, of course you don't.
I think it's like Celery Top or something like that.
Cool.
I think it's either that or J Mist, which is like my like fallback.
Okay, always.
But yeah, my friends came, my now friends, these two people, Chuck and Melissa, big shout out to them, much love. They introduced me to Kate like 2 years ago, almost more than 2 years ago now. At the Duck, actually. Yeah, so
Full circle.
yeah, man, Reddit is how I made all my friends in town.
Interesting.
Yeah. So for all you listeners out there, you get on that Reddit.
Get on that Reddit.
Yeah.
I have a hard time making friends in my older age.
You're not alone there, man. Me too. Me too.
I dislike most people.
I don't know if I dislike most people. I'm definitely very introverted. I'm definitely like, I see one of my friends around town. He's like, "Man, you're a hermit." No, I'm sorry, man. Like,
yeah.
I just like, I just like.
You know how long I've been waiting to get this interview here? Golly.
Yeah, he wrangled me down from my cave or whatever.
Yeah. God. Got to get his cave where he's studying geology.
Yes, I seriously am a caveman.
Yeah, nerd alert.
I'm a caveman and a nerd altogether. But like, yeah, I'm seriously a caveman. I look at rocks.
You met your significant other through Reddit, through friends of Reddit.
Yeah, through friends of Reddit. Yeah.
Interesting.
At a Strawberry Jam concert at the Duck. Did you ever see Strawberry Jam?
Yeah.
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah. The first time I saw the Drifters was
Strawberry. Oh,
yeah, they opened for
in
them.
the yard?
No, they opened for them at the Duck.
At the Duck.
At last October.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
were
pretty
fun. They were really fun.
Yeah, I did like their music.
Yeah.
But anyways, the reason I asked that is because do you do improv?
No, I've never done improv.
You've never done improv?
No, like stand up?
No, just like improv.
Like music improv?
No.
What do you mean? Like improv comedy?
Yeah, like improv. Like
no, I've never done.
Improv.
No, I've never done anything like that.
Okay.
I've done 2 plays, but I've never done improv.
You've done 2 plays?
Yeah.
Well, you were in a play?
I was in 2 plays.
In 2 plays.
School.
Oh, okay. In high school, huh?
Yeah.
A thespian you were, huh?
What'd you call me? Yeah, I was a thespian, man.
As well as a athlete, huh?
Horrible athlete. Just a terrible athlete.
So you were doing your own high school musical of sorts.
So actually, the first play I was in was a musical.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was Shrek the Musical. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to guess what character I played? I was one of the leads.
Okay, one of the leads.
Yeah.
Donkey?
That's a good guess. All my friends were like, "You'd be perfect for Donkey."
Okay.
But I was Lord Farquaad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. I wore this wig. I did the whole thing. Like, they like rigged these like knee pads with like fake little legs on them.
Nice.
We did like the torture scene with the gingerbread man. I had like a giant ladle. It was honestly really funny.
That's good.
And there's a DVD of it somewhere that I've never watched.
Okay.
And will never watch.
All right. I want to see that. Actually.
Man, if I manage to dig it up and you catch me on a really good day, maybe.
You should have a watch party.
Oh, watch?
Yeah.
Launch? Okay. When we record my album, we'll do a launch party.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. And then the other play I was in was, I don't even remember the name, which is a shame at this point. It was like this, like, one of those like murder mystery comedy things where the whole stage was like one set and there were like the like live, like the bookcases that like swivel and like trap doors and stuff.
Interesting.
It was pretty fun, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Thespian.
So,
but no improv. Never done improv.
No improv. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're gonna do some right here, now. Okay.
Man.
Yeah. So, chat. why don't you tell me what we should? No, I'm just kidding. We don't have it. That's what people say, chat, tell me. But okay, so we're gonna do some improv. It doesn't have to be comedy, but
We'll do a really serious piece.
Yeah,
an emotionally taxing piece.
Yeah, mostly. Okay, so did you drive here from Massachusetts, or how did you move here?
I drove here.
Okay, what car did you bring?
A Honda CRV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Classic. What year?
2014.
2014. Okay, so not bad. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. How old are you?
I'm 29.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
How would you think I was?
I thought you were at least 30.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm basically 30 at this point.
Yeah. When's your birthday?
March 10th.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm knocking right at that door, man.
Knocking 30 soon.
I'm excited for it though.
I am March 29th.
Let me add that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember. You're gonna get a text from me that day.
There we go. But yeah, so we're going to do a little improv.
All right, let's do some improv.
Okay, we're gonna make it a good one. Okay.
Okay, let me hear it. Lay it on me.
I think I'm doing okay at improv. Okay, I would like to think I'm doing okay, but I do say a lot of out of pocket stuff all the time.
That's what the editing is for.
Right. Yeah. Editing. Okay, so the setting. You're a geologist. Okay, so we'll put you in that realm at least.
Okay.
And I will be an intern.
An intern, you'll be my intern. Okay.
Yeah, intern, learning something. Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you were observing stuff under a microscope, right?
Yeah, I've done that plenty of times.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you know what improv is?
Yeah.
Do you know how to do improv?
Well, I mean, I'll try anything.
Do you know what the number one rule of improv is?
What?
Yes and.
Yes and. Okay.
Yeah. So I say something, you say yes, and you build off of that, and then I say yes and to you, and okay.
Yeah.
So that's like the number one rule of improv. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to start it? Or
yeah. Why don't you start?
I mean, you can start it.
No, I'm more of a reactionary.
Come on, dude.
All right. Let me start. Man, this microscope, it's not working.
Nope.
That we can't do that.
Nope.
You start.
That's funny. It's funny because like I said, the number one rule of improv is yes and. So I just say no.
So you just say no and kill the whole thing.
Okay, so the microscope isn't working.
It's not working.
Okay, well, maybe you should not have it submerged underwater.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe if the room wasn't flooding, we could do that.
So, I mean, it wasn't my fault that the toilet just would not quit running.
If you hadn't blown the budget on granola.
I'm the intern. You're the guy who's blowing the budget on granola.
Blown the budget on bullshit.
Yeah.
What? How are we breathing right now?
Well, it's not that high of water.
Not that high.
Yeah, it's not that high. Honestly, you could probably pick the microscope off of the ground.
I could take it off. Yeah, put it on the floating table.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why you would want to, honestly, like you were trying to do like this kid experiment and you were like laying on the ground with the microscope, kind of just like leisurely doing this job. And I came in here and I was like, why is the water flooding?
Some intern you are.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't tell me the plan, honestly. You just told me to show up at 9. Here I am at 9. You're on the ground in 4 feet of water.
In 4 feet of water.
Well, I assume it didn't start out.
At this point.
Yeah, it didn't start out as 4 feet of water. I assume what happened was, the toilet started doing its thing, and I don't know why this lab has a toilet like in the lab.
You gotta have a toilet in the lab.
But I thought this was like one of those like.
Oh, it's a clean lab now.
Yeah, I thought it was a clean lab.
It's contaminated from all the water.
Well, now it's shit water.
This is like the nerdiest improv.
I thought it was like shit water now because like
Shit water?
yeah. Well, there you go. You were on the floor doing your school
In my petri dish,
your schoolgirl
my
experiment.
schoolgirl experience,
Yeah, just laying there and
looking
then
at rocks.
looking at rocks. So what did you discover in this rock?
I discovered it's covered in shit water.
So what was the experiment to have to deal with shit water
I
and
don't
rocks
even know, man. I think I blew my budget on other things.
on this one rock? Obviously,
Yeah,
yeah, because it was a moon rock,
it was a moon rock.
right? So then, why did you get tasked the moon rock?
Because I'm the best at looking at moon rocks.
You're the best at looking. What does that even mean?
I don't even know.
Yeah, are we looking for microorganisms? Are we looking for
No, it's
crystallization?
from the moon. Yeah, there's crystals.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's a lot of crystals
Yeah,
on the
it's all-
moon.
it's all
Are there really crystals on the moon?
Yeah.
No, there's not.
Yeah, the
No,
moon.
there's not.
Yeah, there are.
Nah.
The moon is made out of like what the ocean floor is made out of.
No, the moon is made out of cheese,
Cheese.
and everybody knows that. So, I've never seen crystallized cheese before.
You haven't let it age enough.
Oh, that's what it is. You gotta let
That
it
nice
age.
aged cheddar.
Yeah. Did you know that they do age some cheese in caves?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I had this teacher in high school. And I think he told us like he went to this really, really over the top restaurant in New York
Okay.
that literally built a cave in the basement. And they like imported the stone from like France or whatever for the cheese. And he got the most expensive cheese on the menu. And he came out and he said it looked like a hockey puck.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was like that, like blue cheese.
Blue cheese.
Yeah, just this moldy thing. And just black as a hockey puck, hard as a rock.
And he ate it,
Oh, yeah.
and it was expensive.
He said I think it cost like $250 for the plate or something like that.
Jeez.
Just for cheese.
2 Chainz has a show called Most Expensivest Shit.
That must be nice for him.
Dude, he goes and does like the most expensivest stuff.
The most expensive.
That's what it's
I
called.
love that.
Yeah. And like he just gets super high and then does like the most expensivest stuff. And so yeah.
It sounds like have you ever seen Fuck That's Delicious?
Yeah.
I love that show. That
Yeah.
was
I can't watch food shows, man.
You just get too hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I get that.
I just because like I hate eating because
You hate eating.
I hate eating because I have to do it. I want to eat because I want to do it
Okay.
and I want to enjoy it.
Sure.
But
Do
like
you like to cook?
I do like to cook.
Yeah, me
I
too.
cook a lot.
Yeah, me too.
But like I just hate eating because I have to do it.
Yeah.
If I was like a snake and I could just like eat when I
Like-
wanted to eat, like
once a month.
yeah.
Swallow like a whole like rodent.
Yeah. If I could do that, that'd be great. But like I just don't
This whole eating every day thing. I hate
dumb.
it.
3 times a day.
Dumb.
Even. Yeah.
Dumb even.
Stupid. Yeah. Like evolution, why?
What a design flaw.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I would crawl back into the ocean if I could just eat.
Well,
once.
they have to eat too,
What do they
but
eat?
less. They eat the fish.
They eat plankton.
They're eating the cats and
They're
the dogs.
eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Well, Justin, J Misty, if that is your real name.
It's it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've come to that point in our podcast
It's been a pleasure, man.
where I ask you some serious questions.
Okay.
We're asking some serious questions now. Okay. Your improv skills
Bad.
lack.
Yeah.
Very lack.
I know.
Okay.
Geologist is
on
not
those.
funny. You set me up for failure.
Ow.
You should have picked a funnier situation.
A funnier situation.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like pumpkin patch.
A pumpkin
I
patch.
don't know, man.
Okay. Well, we're in a pumpkin patch.
No.
Start the
No, we're done with the improv. Ask the serious question.
Okay. Serious question. Serious question.
Yeah.
What is your definition of happiness?
I think happiness is cheap. I think instead you should try to have meaning. And I think it could be as simple as just being part of a community, or it could be something more elaborate, like an artistic vision. Like I want to put out an album or for me, like as a scientist, like I want to do this research because like I want to help us understand more about this process or whatever. So I think it's more about having meaning than it is about being happy. Because I think what is happiness without being sad, or without being hurt? Like we've all been hurt before, right? You appreciate being happy more when you've seen the other side.
So they say, you don't know what you have until it's gone, right?
Yeah.
So there comes a point where it's like, do you do you recognize that point in you like right now? Like,
I think honestly, I'm really lucky. I think I do. I have it pretty good, man. I'm not saying like I haven't been screwed over. I haven't like, put the work into having that. Or I haven't been like I've been at my lows too. Um, but I'm pretty happy with the way things are right now. Like obviously, I want things to get better. I'd like to have like a real job and not just be a grad student.
right.
And I'd like to be like obviously better at the guitar and the mandolin and the banjo and singing and songwriting and all that stuff. I'm trying to be just a better person too. But
Right.
I think it's important to be like, you know what? Like things are good. Things could be a lot worse.
Okay. So you do recognize that, and you're just like,
I'm trying to at least. Yeah. And it's hard. Sometimes you're like, this all sucks. And I definitely like I have my stretches like every week where I'm like over it, But I think like for the most part, I can like step back and be like, I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
So what is your definition of success then?
Yeah, success is a lot harder. I think some of it depends on like what you want. Like for me to be a successful musician, like I think I need to write more songs and I need to like not flat pick so sloppy or like one thing I'm trying to do right now, like really specific, like I'm trying to like learn like a lot of like jazz chords. So like my musical success, like for me at this point would be like, what is like a G6-9? And like, can I make that not just
G6-9, damn, she's fine.
But like, can I make that on like the 3rd fret? We can also make it on like the 7th fret. Like, do I know? I guess what I'm trying to say, like for music, I think like I want to be able to play what I think in my head on the instrument, whether that's like the guitar or the mandolin. And then like as a geologist, that's like a little more, that's like tough because like some of it could be like professional success. Like I discovered this deposit that's like currently being mined. Like if I were to do that, that would be like a huge success for my career. But as like just a scientist, like I would be successful if I like learned anything. And we still have like a bunch we're learning. Like there's so much we don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because like it's 2024, man. Like,
I mean, man, with some of the technology we have, like I'm working on the medicine bow. Like the place I'm working on, no one has studied it in like 40 years, 50 years. It's like you figure like at this point everyone's done everything, right? It's so hard to be like original, but like there's so much room out there.
Yeah.
It's just hard to tap into that, man.
Right.
Especially musically.
Right.
It's like easier scientifically, I guess, because I'm a scientist.
Right. I love science.
Yeah.
I love talking about it. I love learning.
Yeah.
Like, and science has been a lot of that,
It's super cool.
And that was like, it wasn't my best subject. Like English was my best subject.
Yeah,
because,
for sure.
Yeah,
you're right.
Math. Yeah. Well, math was like not my thing either.
But you don't have to be a mathematician to do science.
Well, and that's why I like business math because like it's basic algebra, right?
Yeah.
Like how many sweaters do I need to sell in order to
be in the green?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So like that kind of stuff I always understood because it was applicable.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I mean, hey man, I get that. Having worked in like the mining industry, a lot of university people are very like not applicable. They do things and it's like it's so impressive that you figure that out. How does this help me? It doesn't help me. Like, okay.
Right. And so like music, even when you're producing music or making your own music, it's mathematical equations too.
Yeah, music's like patterns, like scales are super mathematical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's or like, 4/4 time signatures.
Yeah, or 3/4, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is crazy.
I mean, they're all patterns at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Fractals.
Fractals, man. It's all about the fractals.
Bringing it back. Yeah. It's all part of the simulation, bro.
The simulation, man. So are you like Neo then? You're like Morpheus?
Yeah, more so Morpheus, I'd say.
Yeah.
Red pill or blue pill, bro. Okay. Another one of the questions is, do you dream like when you sleep?
No.
Really?
No, I don't. I just don't.
Dude.
The few times I do, they're like really bonkers, over the top sci-fi. I've had like time travel, zombie, monkey dreams.
I had a dream last night that I helped my ex and her new boyfriend build a house.
It's a really interesting dream, bro.
It was
Were you uncomfortable as fuck in your dream? Like, why am I here?
kind of, but like not really.
Yeah,
Because
you're
like,
dreaming.
well, yeah, it was like maybe more so like post-apocalyptic, where it was like don't really have an option because like
Oh,
we're humans and like
Yeah.
we're just trying to survive now.
right.
But yeah, and I was like there with her dad and stuff like that, and like we were just building the stuff, and like they were trying to apologize to me for stuff, and I was like,
It's all good.
yeah, I was like, it just doesn't matter. Like
That's so
it's just
interesting.
like my brain processing all of the things that happened this year, and like
Yeah.
just letting go of it essentially.
Yeah. It's hard to let go for sure.
It's been one of the most difficult things that I've ever had to do.
Yeah.
I've had to let go of a lot of stuff this year.
Yeah. In some ways, it's probably really good for you.
I see it as the universe pushing me to what I've always wanted to do,
Well, that's good, man.
because I was really complacent. I didn't do music that often. I spent time, with them and my animals and stuff. And, like,
Yeah.
was always just like about them
Yeah.
and not really down here.
Yeah.
But this past year, I've done more music. I've done more promotion. I've learned
Me
more,
too.
like
Me too.
all of this stuff.
The thing about it's like the more music you do, the better you get at it.
Right.
And like there's no substitute for that. And like I played a lot of shows now where people come up and they're just like, wow, you guys are so technical, you're so good, like you must have always been that good. And it makes me so mad. And it's like, no, you gotta practice.
Yeah.
You can't, there's no substitute for it.
I was at your show on Saturday night, and I came to see you, right? Because I told you I would.
You're a nice guy.
Yeah. And I love supporting my musical community and stuff. And, it was kind of hard for me to be there.
It's not your thing, man.
Well, it's not more so the music. Like the music, I really enjoy the music.
Yeah.
It's just that,
Yes.
some people.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was tough for me to be there, but
Well, thank you for coming anyways. And
Yeah.
I like seriously never feel obligated to come out.
I don't.
Okay.
I want to be there.
But I appreciate that.
It's just,
Yes. I get it. I get it.
So
I get it big time.
I did have somewhat of a struggle there, but it's just one of those things that's like exposure therapy, right?
Yeah.
The more I do it,
I get that.
the more comfortable it gets.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this whole year has been for me, is just because like I have always been around somebody. This is the longest I've been a single guy since I've been 14.
Well, man, honestly, it's probably a good thing. I spent most of my life single.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've always like had friends around me and stuff too. And like, this is like the first time that I've like all of my friends abandoned me at the same time. All of the people that I held close to me all abandoned me at the same time. So it just put me in this very uncomfortable state for a while. Probably about 9 months ultimately. Like I was just in this uncomfortable state of existence of trying to cope and figure out who I was.
Yeah.
And now that I know more so of who I am, I haven't unlocked it all. Right.
Well, we're all still working on that.
Right. It's just like I've been able to get over a lot of these traumas and things like that and process this tragic year.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to this point where like I was really insecure before. Like last year, this time, super insecure.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting to this point where like maybe I might be getting too secure.
Well, you wanna know yourself.
Yeah.
And I think you're doing a good job of that. And I think it's hard, man. I think it's one of those things that just like takes forever.
And I've always wanted to do hip hop music.
I love it, man. Keep doing it. It sounds good.
And I always was concerned about people close to me being, judgmental and stuff.
Who cares?
Well, I don't care now because like they all left. So like now it's just like, me and like this is who I am now.
Yeah. So anytime I get on stage, I'm always like, someone is gonna be like, bro, you're terrible. Yeah. Let me get up there and do it better. Mm-hmm. No one's gonna do that.
Right.
Even someone who is better, they would never do that. Right. Because no one's that rude.
Well, it's like millionaires don't judge people for starting their own businesses and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's always the people that are like below that or like right at
right, or the people who like desperately want to do it but never do for whatever reason.
Right.
They're like, and like, you know what? You shouldn't concern yourself with people who aren't there to like enjoy themselves or see something like good. Like they want to go and just like scoff at other people.
Right.
Like, who cares what those people think?
Right. But it was more so like my ex's family.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I get trying to impress your significant other's family. I mean, we all want to do that.
Right. And so like I was always like in this spot of like I really want to do it, but I just can't because
what are they gonna think of me?
Right.
Sure.
And then like even my friends. But now that I don't have any of that, like I'm just who I am, and it's
stop it.
Like unfolding like this person that I've never been before.
It's good, man.
But also this person that
you want to be.
I want to be.
Well, you should be who you want to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's becoming dangerous because I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you should not try to be rude to people. You gotta be polite.
I am a mutual respect person.
Okay. See, that's fine. That's good.
So
yes,
you respect me, I'll respect you, right?
Yeah.
Like, that mutual respect is where I'm at.
Yeah.
But you disrespect me, then it's unhinged, and I mean,
forget people.
I'll destroy your whole life. I will make you a fossil. All right. I'll make you plankton that's been aged over the years to be oil.
I wish, man. I'd love to experience that.
I just want to know.
I just want to know what it's like.
Yeah. Okay. So that was my dream. And like, I'm writing a movie right now.
That's super cool.
That is a dream that I had when I overdosed. So like, it's been quite a vision.
Is it going to be in claymation?
No, I'm not really quite sure yet, but it might just be all AI generated.
Hey, sounds cool.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's awesome. Why don't you tell the people where to find you? But like, you're not really a social media person.
Well, I'm on Instagram. You can find me at J Misty. There's not a lot of Mr. Cowies out there. It's MISTIKAWY. You can also find me at Box of Rocks Laramie or Sagebrush String Band.
Okay.
But if you really want to find me, just come out. I've been playing a pretty good amount in town at the Buck and at the Duck and at all sorts of other venues. So just keep an eye out on the socials. Usually advertise pretty well.
Awesome.
Yeah. What an honor being here. Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's been fun, man.
Yeah, I love talking to you, man.
Yeah, I love talking to you, man.
we started talking before the podcast. And,
Yeah,
I was like,
it's fun.
we definitely need to get this.
let's take the dogs out on a walk sometime.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I want to thank the fucking Malapert Many. That's what I call it. They used to be the Squid Squad, but now we're not Squid killing it. Yeah, so now I call them the Malapert Many. And you guys, I love you guys. We're still getting downloads, even though I haven't done this in 2 months. I'm still getting downloads on Spotify and Apple Music. Go leave a rate and review on Apple podcast. Like that helps out a ton, as even on Spotify, man. You guys like it and put it to your channels. Like anything helps. Like that's like the easiest way to support a podcast like this is to just share it.
I'm sharing it with all my peeps.
Yeah, well, it was a good podcast.
Yeah, it was fun.
I have fun, and probably one of the longer ones that I've done.
Well,
actually.
good, man. Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you guys. I love you guys. Oh wait, I actually had to ask you, is there like a thing that you do that's like you just wake up in the morning, you're kind of like groggy and stuff like that? And like,
every day I do.
Every day.
I wash the dishes.
Dude, yeah.
First thing every morning.
You wash dishes in the morning?
Every morning.
That's like your mantra? Like
I wake up, I let the dog out, I feed him, and then I wash dishes every morning.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So there's this thing that you could do. It's a little shot like this big. It's called Magic Mind.
Sure.
And it's like a mushroom concoction that like helps you like get in the zone. And it's not like a caffeine replacement, but like a lot of people don't drink coffee after that. Because, like it's like a herbal supplement as well. So like that's what I have been taking like this year to like just get in the right mind.
Does it taste good?
It tastes okay. It tastes okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a Red Bull or anything like that. Like it's literally just a shot. Like you just and done. And like it keeps you focused, and it keeps like all of your like neurons. Like it's like I said, it's a mushroom mixture. So it's got like lion's mane in it and stuff like that, and like super good for you. And so they just keep it going in it. NTL20 is the code for that. So you can get your first box for like, I think it was like 40% off.
Oh, that's pretty hot deal.
Dude, it's pretty hot deal because it's like $60 for like 12.
Oh man.
Yeah. So like super awesome.
Well, we love all that herbal stuff, man. I drink mullein tea like nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mullein tea.
Mullei's like this like soft plant. And I guess the Native Americans made tea out of it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was not a caffeine drinker for a long time.
Yeah, I don't drink a lot of caffeine either. I do enjoy coffee, but I think mostly like because I like the way it tastes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, and that's what I like too, is like the taste of coffee. I love the smell of coffee, dude.
Oh, it smells
You get
amazing.
me a bag and I just sit there and squeeze it, dude. Yeah. I just sit there and squeeze it and like sniff it and like just love it, you know?
Yeah.
I'll shower in coffee like that, bro. Yeah. And like light roast like has better smell and stuff, dude. Like, yeah.
Oh, I love that stuff.
There was this coffee out of sorry, I'm just like dragging on now. There's this coffee out of Alaska. I forget what it's called, but they have a certain roast called Three Peckered Billy Goat.
Billy Goat.
Yeah. Dude, it's super good.
All right, man. Three Peckered Billy Goat.
Yeah, you can buy it on Amazon.
Huh.
Amazon. Yeah. But super good. That whole brewery, like what do you call it? Granary?
Sure. Yeah. Granary.
I don't know. Roastery?
A roastery.
Yeah.
Three Peckered Billy Goat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super good. But anyways, I'm sorry for dragging it out, you guys. I know just a little extra content. We'll put that on the Patreon, the extended version, you know. Yeah, you know, you gotta get the exclusives, right? The exclusives. But yeah, I thank you guys again. Like I love everyone, and I want to thank you for your time and your energy, man, buddy. Like fun. Your content has been awesome.
Thanks, man.
And you know, we'll have you back on the podcast when you make the next scientific discovery here, man.
I would love that.
You're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna listen to it.
That's
right. We're gonna have like a 4-hour JRE experience here, right?
We'll just talk about hydrothermal solutions.
Yeah. hydrothermal solutions,
Yeah.
like fracking, like
Sure.
loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drill, baby, drill.
Oh man, you're giving me PTSD.
Yeah. Awesome. Mwah.